Mukha nang ikatuwa. Sige, sige.
Sige. Start with the prayer.
Sa Panginoon.
Okay, everyone. Let's bow our head and put our presence in God. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, thank you for the chance for us to be all together today. Please open our minds to learn new things and help us to be kind and patient with one another. Give us the strength to do our best and face challenges throughout the day. All of this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Play. Nagilis po to si Pangan. Nanasiya siyang full.
Hello guys, good afternoon. Madungog ra ba? Okay, thank you sa reactions guys. So, today our group mates, the group 1, will be discussing theorizing gender. Next slide please. So, let me begin with a question. Pwede naman mo type sa chat box guys if you want to answer. Ganansad ko makadungog sa inyong opinions about your perspective or like what's your answer regarding with this question. Do you think men and women are naturally different or does society teach us to be different? Okay guys, 5 seconds. Pag-answer mo guys. Hindi na ako manawag. Naturally different. Thanks, Ayan. Naturally different. Oh. Okay. Kamu ang uban. Thanks, imo answer, Ayan. So, okay. Take a moment. Think about that. Some people believe that the difference between men and women are natural or giological. Mo ni giingon ni Ayan. Ka mayor pod iyahang stand kay naturally different daw. However, others believe that these differences are shaped by society, culture, and environment. So to better understand this, we study something called theorizing gender. So unsan din ang theorizing gender? When we say theorizing gender, we mean like the process of studying and explaining how gender works in society. So it helps us to understand. So it helps us understand why men and women behave differently, where gender roles come from, and how society influence our identity. So in simple terms, theorizing gender is about asking, are we born this way or are we thought to be this way? So our objective, next slide please. Thank you. So the topic aims to help us analyze and understand how society views gender, identify bias, inequality, and stereotypes, and to promote fairness and gender equality. So by learning this, we become more aware of how gender affects our daily lives. Next slide, please. Thank you. So what are gender lenses? To better understand gender, we use gender lenses. So kaning gender lenses, these are tools to analyze how societies views gender. They help us to understand biases, stereotypes, and inequalities. So these lenses also show how beliefs about gender affect opportunities, behavior, social roles,
Ha?
and social roles. For example, nganong ang men are often expected to lead? Why are women often expected to take care of others? Kaning ideas are influenced by society. So there are three main gender lenses, guys, nga we're going to discuss today. First is the androcentrism. Second is the gender polarization. Third is the essentialism. So today, in my part, I will focus on the first one, which is the androcentrism. Next slide, please. Okay, so androcentrism, it refers to a male-centered perspective where masculinity is seen as the norm and femininity is seen as less important. So in simple words, men are treated as the standard on ang men, while women are seen as secondary. So areas affected by androcentrism, we have here history, who gets remembered. So ato ni tackle, guys, history. Kung makabantay mo, guys, like as you read through a history book, a history textbook are often highlight the achievement of male figures while overlooking female contributions. For example, pirmi na to makita, Jose Rizal, ato ang pambansang bayani. But women like Gabriela Silang are mentioned less or only briefly. This shows na ang history is often told from a male perspective. Another example is in science. Male figures like Albert Einstein are widely recognized. Pero ang katong women scientists who also made important contributions are often overlooked. So tungod ani, people may think that men are more important in history, even though women also played important roles in those times. Next is language. Who is considered the default? Katosa. So language reflects also androcentrism. So, for example, kung makakuanta ng word nga mankind, actually, dili na siya sa kanang mga laki. It's used to refer to all humans. Terms like chairman or policeman assume male identity. Pero na naman ang policewoman, right? So even in everyday conversation, people sometimes use he to refer to a general person. So this shows that male identity is often treated as the default. Next is the leadership, who is seen as capable. Men are often seen as more capable leaders. Ika nga nila sa una. They're expected to be strong, to be confident, and to be decisive. On the other hand, women leaders are sometimes judged more strictly. For example, ang lalaking leader, they're described as someone who's confident, while ang female leader may be described as bossy. So, tungod ani, women have fewer opportunities in leadership roles. So, next. Muna to ang i-discuss ganina, like the examples. So these are the effects of androcentrism. Ako lang iingon, guys, because I did not include it in the PowerPoint presentation. Androcentrism affects society in many ways. First, why men? It undervalues women's contributions. Second is that it creates pressure on men to always be strong and not show emotion. Third is that it promotes inequality because one gender is seen as more important than the others. So karon kay naka-understand naman ta sa androcentrism. Again, androcentrism does not only affect women, it affects everyone. So kay nakasabot naman ta na androcentrism, we can now see how society tends to focus more on men. However, gender issues do not stop there. Another important concept is how society separates men and women and treats them as complete opposite. So kani siya, guys, it is called gender polarization. Next slide. Which will be discussed by my group mate.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Madungog ra ko. Okay, okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, ako ding i-discuss ako ang part which is the polarization and the essentialism. And now, let's move on to the polarization. So, what is gender polarization? So, it emphasizes strict division between masculine and feminine roles, reinforcing binary opposites, and also it creates pressure to follow acceptable roles. So the gender polarization is basically the idea that men and women should be totally different. So like naa sila
Classmate mo po.
expected nga behavior. So it's like a society puts people into a two boxes, the masculine and the feminine, and expects them to act a certain way. And when someone doesn't follow those expectations, they often judge. So instead of letting people be themselves, it kind of pressures them to act based on their gender. So, for example, like when a guy likes dancing or daily skin routine, so people say nga, ay, wala, pang babae man na, or it's only for girls, or when a girl is competitive or sporty, people say nga, ay, parang pang lalaki man na, or it's only for boys. So, it actually creates a stereotype or kanang gender inequality. So next slide please. So gender polarization, as I said, is men and women must be opposite. So we actually see this every day. For example, is kaning personality expectation. Kanang men are expected to be strong, logical, and dominant or not emotional, while the women are emotional, caring, and gentle. And also, even in the careers, people assume that men should encourage to be engineers or soldiers kay kuan man kuno daw kanang strong or like bagay sa kanang kuan sa kanang careers nila, while the women should be nurses or kanang teachers. And even in the small things or everyday situation, like boys are discouraged from crying and girls are discouraged from being assertive leaders. So it really creates this idea or makita dyan na to nga men and women are should always be kanang opposite. So next slide please. So moving on is the essentialism. So the essentialism suggests that gender differences are natural and biologically determined rather than socially constructed. It claims that the gender are biological and unchangeable, that people are born a certain way and cannot change. So, essentialism is that it is a belief that the gender differences are natural, like you are born that way and you can change it. So, people think that how men and women act is already fixed by biology. But the problem is it ignores how environment, culture, and affect how it affects a person. So for example is that people saying boys are naturally aggressive or girls are naturally caring, but that's not always true. So it ignores the role of culture, upbringing, and environment. Next slide, please. So here are some common examples of the essentialisms, kaning the common common beliefs. People say that men are naturally better leaders, while women are better at taking care of others. In the science or the skills, people the belief that boys are naturally better at math, but many girls perform equally well when given equal support. And in the families, the mothers are often expected to stay home because they are seen as naturally nurturing. So, but in reality, these roles are influenced by society, not just biology. So, next slide, please. So, gender should not limit what we can do. We can, who we can be, or what we can achieve. So, meaning Diana is that the gender should not limit a person's potential. Everyone deserves equal opportunities to achieve their goals based on their abilities, not by their gender. Because at the end of the day, ability is not based on the gender, but it is based on the person. So, maura itong part nako sa reporting. Nara ba mo questions, everyone? Or wala na may kuan? Okay, so I'll give the floor to my kuan, to the next reporter. Mates.
So hello everyone. Today I will be discussing the topic number 2, which is the individual level theories under biological or functionalism, social roles and social learning. So which focus on how gender behavior develops at the level of the individual. Next slide, please. So first we have evolutionary theory. So this theory is based on the idea that men and women are biologically different. In these differences develop through evolution. So for example, ang mga men kay kasagaran ligon sila physically kay back then sila ang muhunt ug mo-protect. So another example, ang mga women have the biological ability nga makaanak ug mga breastfeed sila. Mao nga na develop pod nila ang pagka-nurturing o caring para sa survival sa mga children. And functionalism. Shields 1975. Shields 1975 refers to Stephanie A. Shields, seminal academic article Functionalism, Darwinism, and Psychology of Women, published in American Psychologist. So functionalism suggests that men and women evolved to have different but complementary roles, meaning men are expected to be providers and protectors, while women are expected to be caregivers and nurturers. So these roles are necessary for survival and stability of society. Bass 1995 refers to two highly influential distinct publications by psychologist David M. Bass that shaped the field of evolutionary psychology. So men tend to develop traits like strength, competitiveness, and dominance, while women tend to develop traits like nurturing, emotional care, and selectiveness. So, for example, may, ang, ang mga lalaki kay mapakita sila og kanang success like nasa like kwarta or status para maka-attract og partner. So, ang mga women kay mas ma-prefer sila og partner nga stable ug responsible. So these behaviors are believed to help in reproduction and survival of offspring. Next slide, please. So lastly, from my part, object relations theory, Chodorow 1989. Chodorow 1989 refers to the book Feminism and Psychoanalytic Theory by sociologist and psychoanalyst Nancy Chodorow that explores the intersection of gender, self, and society. So this theory focuses on childhood experiences, especially the relationship between mother and child. So mothers are usually the primary caregivers, and because of this, boys are and girls develop differently. The key idea: boys separate from their mother to form independence, while girls stay emotionally connected and develop nurturing traits. So, for example, boys are taught to be independent and strong. On the other hand, girls are taught to be caring and emotionally expressive. And that's all from my part. And my group mate will discuss the rest. Thank you.
And for letter C is for gender schema theory. This was introduced by Sandra Bim in 1981 and 1993. This theory explains that children learn gender roles from their culture, family, and school and society. Then they begin to internalize these roles as part of their thinking. And a gender schema is like a mental guide or framework that helps children understand what behaviors, attitude, and roles are considered for boys and girls. And for example, if a child grows up saying that girls are expected to be caring and boys and expected to be strong, they may begin to organize the understanding of the world based on their belief. As children continue to grow, their experience reinforces these ideas. This means they are more likely to repeat behavior that match what they believe fits their gender. Next line, please. And letter T is social role theory proposed by Alice Egley in 1987. This theory explains that gender development is shaped by socialization and societal expectation. It says that gender roles come from the division of labor and stereotypes in society. For example, women are often associated with a communal role, which includes being nurturing, caring, and emotionally expressive. And these traits are usually linked with domestic or caregiving roles. On the other hand, men are often associated with the agentic roles, which includes assertiveness, independence, and leadership. These are commonly linked with public or leadership. Thank you.
So, moving on to the interactionist theory doing gender. So, today I will be discussing the interactionist perspective on gender, specifically the concept of doing gender. This topic explains how gender is not just something we are born with, but something we actively perform in our everyday lives. So, so what is interactionist perspective? Interactionist perspective is a concept in sociology that focuses on everyday interactions between people, explains how individual create meaning through communication, behavior, and shared understanding. In terms of gender, this perspective suggests that gender is basically not fixed or natural, but shaped through our social interaction. In simpler terms, gender is something we learn and express through our daily experiences with others. So that is what we're gonna talk about. So next is, what is doing gender? So this concept of doing gender was basically introduced by Candice West and Don Zimmerman. It means that gender is something we do, not something we are. It means people perform gender through their actions, behaviors, and roles in, based on what they expect them to do. So, for example, boys may act tough while girls may act gentle, not because they are born with, but because society expects them to behave like that. So, so moving on, what are the key characteristics of interactionist theory? So first is we're gonna talk about social interaction shapes identity. Means this idea, no? This idea explains that our identity, including gender, is shaped through interaction with others. People tend to behave on base what how others respond to them. So let's say, no, a boy is basically praised for being strong. So high likely, since gingnan man siya nga strong siya, so buhaton pa rin niya. He will continue acting as strong because that's what society said to him. Aside from that, let's say our family, ang girl kay gingnan siya for praise for being quiet and polite. So high likely, she will continue acting gentle and reserved. Aside from family, no, let's say in school. So basically, school, boys are basically encouraged to play sports, while girls are encouraged to join dance or arts, because this they follow strict rules that's what society expects them to do. So basically, these examples shows that people adjust their behavior based on how other react to them, shapes their gender identity. This shows that society basically plays a big role in shaping on how we act as female or female. Another another key characteristics of interactions theory is gender is socially constructed, meaning that this concept that gender meanings are created by society and are not natural, meaning are learned through our culture, family, and social environment. So let's say, for example, no. So the idea is that basically color pink is basically for girls and color blue is for boys. It is not biological. It is something society created. Pero dili gyud na tinuod nga pink ra gyud na sa girl. Kay pwede man maka-wear pud pink ang mga lalaki. Pero mao man na ang society na. Mao man ang society gibuhat para ma-identify which one is a girl and a boy. Aside from color, let's say clothing. So most women, most girls expected to wear dresses while boys wear pants because these are social roles, not biological. Aside from that, our career, no? So ang kasagaran sa career sa mga women kay nursing, kay mao nang kasagaran sa as women field, while engineering is seen as for men. So basically, stereotype kani created by societies. This example shows that gender roles and expectations are created by society and can change over time. Pero dili gina nga unsay gingon sa society mo na tong buhaton kay di man na kanang di man na biological ay dili na siya biological created na sa society. Ay, so third is gender is performed. So the idea that gender is performed is that it is gender is something we express through our actions. No, people perform gender based on what society expects them from them. So this, for example, a girl may act gentle, no, because it is expected, because the behavior expected of her. Because kay kailangan yun as a female, maaka as a gentle person, a polite, while as men, pa-act it as strong. Kay mom nang kuan sa how people interact, the way we interact, mao nang kasagaran pa-identify as a person. They show that gender is not fixed. It is something we actively show through behavior in our everyday life. So last key characteristics of interactionist theory is that identity depends on others. Self-identity is shaped by how others sees us. So kaning identity depends on others. This idea is basically connected to the theory of excuse me, sorry. Charles Horton Coley and his concept of looking glass self. So looking glass self, it explains how a person's self develops based on how others perceive them. Basically, we see ourselves through other people's eyes. You can see here that morning yung kasagaran sa mga tao, unsay pang tanaw na to. So let's start off with this image, no? So how mom and dad sees you. So high likely, no, as a child nila, so they may see you as a good, kind, responsible. Even if you make mistakes, they still view you positively. Kay mom nang tanaw si mo mama magpapa nimo. So, mo na reason because of this, no? You start to believing that you are quite a good and responsible person. So, The glass self is that unsay gitanaw nila mao na basically buhaton nimo kay mao nang ganahan nila. So next is how my girlfriend sees me. So they may see you as caring, sweet, or loving, but their opinion affects how you act in a relationship. So let's say you try to act more caring to match that image. Kay mom ng girlfriend or partner ni kita ni mga ikaw kay sweet kay ka. So as a person, as ikaw, magpakita ka niya nga caring ka as caring ka nga identity. Butan ka. Next is how my older brother sees me or how my sibling sees me. So they may see you as basically competitive, annoying, or funny, you know. Basically, this view can be much more realistic or playful. Example is they call you as lazy or stubborn. So as a person, i-prove nimo nga dili ka as lazy. I-prove nimo wrong. Now, as we can see in next guy, how my ex-girlfriend sees me. So kita pa na to ng image na siya horns. So klaro na kay as a person kita niya nga negative ka kay na kay di maayong gibuhat niya sa una, which really affects their perception. So high likely they may think you as a selfish or stubborn person. So high likely you might feel hurt or reflect on your behavior. So that's how looking last self. It's dependent on how people see you and you act as them. So according to Cooley, interaction with others serves to form self-identity in 3 steps. First is people imagine how they appear to others. So motana ka, how do I look to them? Yung unsa may padanaon nila nako. Second is people imagine how others judge them. So high likely unsa may tuo nila. Do they think I'm a good person? No, a bad or strong or weak person? So you always thought no naguna ka if unsa may ginahuna gid nila, unsa gi-judge nila nako no. Third is people imagine how others feel about them. So mag-conclude ka nga, do they like me or not? So these are the 3 steps no to forming their identity by interaction with others. So let's give an example. A teacher asks a question to a student. Then a student raises
Kaya
hand
mo pagtambay.
answer that question. So first people imagine how they appear to others. So high likely you as a person you think na my classmates are looking at me. No?
Ayaw game mo
Pero
dire.
confident. Unsa may judge nila. People imagine how others judge them. So high likely nga ni isa man ka sa imong answer kani barog man ka, itubag ka. So high likely tuo nimo nga smart ka. They think you as a smartest person. Third is people imagine how others feel about them. So sa unahon nimo nga itubag ka, sakto ka, respect na kay ka. Kay bright mo kay ka, nakastorya ka sa pangutana sa gitubag, pangutana sa teacher. So this, okay, in summary, because of this, you became confident. No? Basically, people develop their identity based on how they think others see and judge them. A person builds their self-identity by imagining how others see, judge, and feel about them through everyday social interactions. So next is social life as a stage. So this theory was come from Irving Goffman. He explained that our social life is basically just a stage performance. People act like performers, adjusting their behavior depending on the situation. For example, a person may act formal in school but relax with friends. This shows that people manage how others see them in order to maintain a certain identity. Last but not least is symbolic interaction in gender. So in symbolic interaction in gender, it explains that gender is created and shaped through everyday interaction and shared meanings within society. It highlights that gender is not fixed, but continuously developed through social interactions. So key points. Gender meanings are fluid. They change over time. Masculinity and femininity are performed. Society expects people to follow gender roles. Okay? So in conclusion, Interactionist perspective shows that gender is not something fixed or natural. Instead, it is something people consciously create through their actions and interactions. Through the concept of doing gender, we understand that society plays a major role in shaping how individuals behave and express their gender. So, thank you for listening. So, next up mo topic kay about structuralist theory. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me, sir. Since 7 minutes na lang yun ang sa call, time
Okay.
sa call, mag-provide lang mig ka ng kuan, sir. Another link para ilang ma-joinan.
Sige. Okay, sige. We'll transfer to another link. Okay.
Hello? Am I audible? So, let's continue na lang. Since most of us kay nabalik naman. Okay? So, to continue our report, my topic for today is structuralist theories. So, next slide, please. The structural theory of gender. So, this theory is also known as functionalist perspective. So, mga tao nga mo-support ang theory, they're called structuralists or functionalists. So, functionalist perspective sees society as a complex system whose parts work together to promote solidarity and stability. This approach looks at society through a macro-level orientation and broadly focuses on the social structures that shape society as a whole. So the main idea of this theory is that murag kanang tanaw niya society like a big machine. So, just like a machine, for a while, I'm nagpa-admit. Just like a machine, so it needs all of its parts to work together to stay stable. So this theory sees society like that. So, meaning we all have our different parts, and in order na efficient ang atong society, we need to work together, no? So that to keep everyone moving in the same direction. Okay? So this topic is very short, but also dali ra kayo siya masabtan. Okay, please, next slide. Okay, this theory suggests that gender inequalities exist as an efficient way to create a division of labor, or as a social system in which a particular segment of the population is clearly responsible for certain acts of labor, and another segment is clearly responsible for other labor acts. So, to simplify it, no? Functionalists may view inequality as a strategy, no? Dili lang mag-view kanang a mistake, but a strategy for efficiency. Why? So, gender inequalities exist as an efficient way to create a division of labor. Division of labor meaning we split the chores. No. So we have specific tasks, different roles. So for example, this is very common and traditional. No? Mo jud ang gina-practice until now. Wag siya mawala. So men, they provide. Women on the other hand, they take care of the house. Take care of the children. No? That's very traditional. So, some people may see this as unequal, no? Since, like, makita na to nga dapat lalaki, mura na mo provide, mura na mo work, no? But, for functionalists, this is actually a strategy to make it easier to get things done. So if na division of labor, meaning no one is confused about their own responsibilities and about their jobs. So, kanang divide bitaw. So, this person na siya iyahang task to do. This one, nasa siya iyaha. So, nganong need din nato? So, nganong, even though unequal siya sometimes, no? But why is this necessary? Because, to be honest, this makes kanang society efficient. So let's think of a restaurant lang. Tagaan to mag-example para mag-gets ninyo tarong ang concept ani nga theory. Okay? A restaurant has a chef and a waiter. It may be unequal based sa pay status because a chef earns more than the waiter. Diba? Because a chef mas bugat siya tasks. Diba? Siya luto. Pero siya sa init. Okay? But, because of this inequality, no, efficient ang pag-run sa restaurant. So that saves pag-run sa family. So, if ang men mo provide, automatic, ang role sa women is to take care and manage the household. And that creates an efficient family. So, balik ka sa restaurant. No? Imagine if ang chef o ang waiter buhaton nila each other's jobs. Buhaton nila tanan. Diba? Kung sa mga may tabo, nagdagat kusina, nagdagat serve na food, it's chaotic. So even though unequal siya, but it is a strategy to make the whole system run faster, to make the restaurant kanang smooth sailing bitaw.
Ba?
Since na-divide man ang ato ang roles, that's the concept of structural theory.
So even though unequal siya, structuralist or functionalist will always argue that or siya kanang nasa siya positive side bitaw. Because even before, until now, this is practiced, and actually, it does make the system easier, or like it kanang magpa-stable bitaw siya. Imagine lang sa itong report, ba? Mo-assign siya tag-task every member. Kay imagine if kita tanan mubuhat sa tanang task, very chaotic. So that's what this theory suggests. No? Society is like a machine. Everyone has their own parts. And if we work together, we can create a stable and efficient society. Okay, next slide. Nakasabot ba mo sa akong pasabot, guys? Okay? So, this theory is very easy. Sabdon. Okay? Key features of the structural theory of gender. First, gender is a social construct. The structural theory of gender posits the gender is a social construct that is created and maintained through social structures and institutions such as the family, education, media, and the economy. Next feature, gender is shaped by social institutions. Social institutions reinforce gender norms and expectations and can perpetuate gender inequality. Gender roles arise from the need to establish a division of labor within family. What I've said, division of labor, women take care of the child, while men hunt or like provide. So, because of division of labor, so smooth running ang family and stable ang society. So, social construct. Gender isn't just about how we are born. Ever since we are kids, itong bata ta, no? Wala man ta kahibaw unsa day tambak. Nanatay script nga gi-follow. Sukad pa sa una. And it's taught by our parents, influenced by our schools, the media, no? We have these certain rules or norms na ato ang gina-repeat because we gi-instruct sa ato until we believe that that's just how men and women are supposed to be. Okay? So naatay roles ever since sa una pa lang. So, una, sa lalaki, sila yung provide, seen as strong. So, sa functionalist na terms, na siya yung instrumental role and expressive role. Instrumental role, that's for men. Since they provide, sila yung lead. Expressive role for women. Manage the household, takes care of the children, expressive sila emotions. Okay? And these structures, no? Muna siya kuan sa kaning theory because following these traditional rules, it may be kanang kuan siya, na inequality in some factors, but it actually keeps things stable. Then next slide, please. So for my last slide, a structural functionalist view of gender inequality applies the division of labor to view predefined gender roles as complementary. Women take care of the home, while men provide for the family. Thus, gender, like other social institutions, contributes to the stability of society as a whole.
So muna siyang idea
gid
gid
ang
ang main
main
idea
idea
ni
ning
kaning
kaning
theory.
theory.
So
So
men
men
or
or
women,
women,
they're
they're
like
like
two
two
pieces
pieces
of a
of a
puzzle
puzzle
na
na
mo
mo
fit
fit
together.
together.
They
They
are
are
complementary.
complementary.
So
So
they
they
have
have
men and women have
have
both
both
kanang
kanang
different
different
tasks
tasks
and
and
roles.
roles.
And
And
if we
if we
follow
follow
these
these
roles,
roles,
if
if
we
we
work
work
together,
together,
men
men
or
or
women,
women,
they
they
can
kanang
they
they
can
can
make
make
the
the
family
family
efficient,
efficient,
like
like
smooth
smooth
running
running
ang kanang
kanang
kuan
kuan
sa
sa
ilahang
ilahang
family
family
because
because
hibaw man
hibaw man
sila
sila
sa unsa
sa unsa
ilang
ilang
roles,
roles,
no?
no?
So
So
munang
manang
atong
atong
papa
papa
mo'y
mo'y
manarbaho,
manarbaho,
mo'y
mo'y
mangitag
mangitag
kwarta.
kwarta.
Imagine atong
Atong
papa
papa
sila
sila
mo
mo
provide.
provide.
So
So
magkaskwela
magkaskwela
ta
ta
tungod
tungod
kay
kay
atong
atong
papa
papa
mo'y
mo'y
mo
mo
provide
provide
sa
sa
atong
atong
needs
needs
financially.
financially.
So
So
tuitions
tuitions
nato,
nato,
baon
baon
nato,
nato,
but
but
kinsa
kinsa
man
man
ang
ang
muatiman
muatiman
nato,
nato,
kanang
kanang
magluto
magluto
nato,
nato,
maglabas
maglabas
atong
atong
sinina,
sinina,
di
di
ba
ba
atong
atong
mom, atong
atong
mama.
mama.
So
So
naa
naa
sila'y
sila'y
different
different
roles,
roles,
and
and
pag
pag
i-work
i-work
nila
nila
together,
together,
smooth
smooth
sailing
sailing
ang
ang
tanan.
tanan.
Muna
Muna
siya
siya
nga,
nga,
this
this
theory
theory
is
is
tagaan
tagaan
ginag
ginag
importansya
importansya
ang
ang
different
different
roles
roles
sa
sa
kaning
kaning
men
men
and
and
women.
women.
Kay
Kay
even
even
though
though
lagi
lagi
inequal
inequal
siya,
siya,
dyan
dyan
ang
ang
balik-balikon,
balik-balikon,
still
still
ginapractice
ginapractice
ni
ni
nato
nato
until
until
now,
now,
and
and
harmonious
harmonious
or
or
like
like
makapastable
makapastable
jud
jud
siya
siya
sa
sa
dagan
dagan
sa
sa
atong
atong
system.
system.
So
So
that's
that's
all
all
for
for
my
my
topic.
topic.
Nakasabot
Nakasabot
ra
ra
ba
ba
mo
mo
sa
sa
ako
ako
ang
ang
explanation,
explanation,
guys?
guys?
So,
So,
huh? So just
just
kung magkauna
na
na
mo
mo structural theory, just
just
think of it like atong society kay mo siya big machine. So
So
naatay
natin
mga part, different parts, and if we work together, efficient
efficient
ang
ang
atong
atong
society.
society.
Smooth
Smooth
sailing.
sailing.
So
So
that's
that's
all.
all.
Going
Going
to
to
pass
pass
the
the
floor
floor
sa
sa
next
next
reporter.
reporter.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am assigned with the topic of institutional theories. Now, sa among material na nahatag, wala kayo na instate or wala kayo na kuan na hatagan o pagtagad or meaning dun sa institutional theories. But it is somewhat the same from what was discussed no sa past reporter no na the structuralist o functionalist no, but it further emphasizes the institution as one factor of affecting the gender of a certain person no. So next slide please. First let us discuss no, what is institution para masabtan din nato unsa ni ang institutional theories. I've researched on my own, and as let's just say a social institution is a complex organized system of social practices that governs a large area of social life no. Muna na siya ang family, work, maybe your religion no, and many more pa na part sa institution. Now this we can get from this na kung where you belong, kung asa ka nag-work baron, asa ka nag-stay baron, it further kanang mo validate nimo as muna mo validate nimo kung who you are. Because as what from the previous topics were discussed no, na how others can affect you, how you act no, how you act and how you yourself think of who you are because of others. Inana po na ang institutional theory, but it emphasizes ang institution mao jud maka-affect no sa gender. Now next slide please. Now it is stated from what I have researched that institutional theory shows how gender is further institutionalized, built into and maintained by social institutions. That is family, workplace, school, religion, and many more. The key argument of institutional theory is that gender is not just a personal trait. It is built into all of these institutions. Now, sakto po ito ang giingon sa previous reporter na an institution or a social structure will think of itself or kana ganing mas una niya unsa unya pag-function efficiently muna na atay division of labor. And through that in itself ma-create ang gender inequality. Mubunga ang gender inequality because of the division of labor na naatay makaingon na lang tanam mas bright siya. Mas bright in certain na gender because of how it works, of how history is shown to be. No? Now, it further, I researched also a person, next slide please, na si, I think, si Barbara Risman's gender as a social structure. Na siya tulog ka level na ay individual o intrapersonal. Pero akong i-focusan is the institutional level. Now, organization, laws, and social structure are themselves built around gendered assumption. Gender inequality is reproduced even when no individual intends to it. Mao na yung state. Which is true. Wala man nato gituyo ang gender inequality to be in the society or na murag naa natay gender inequality sa atong mindset no. Wala na nato gituyo. It is just subconsciously naabot siya na reproduce siya because of this gender assumption na built around the institutions, because of the laws, because of the organization, social structure, mo itong discuss ganina. An institution will think of itself, the benefits, no? Para mo lambo. It's just like a matter of you, for example, having a business. What would you like sa mong business? Mulambo o maayo o mo lang pasagdan? Now, in essence yun, kung tawhanon lang na una-una, kailangan yung mulambo na yung business. Now, you will think how or what way na mulambo ni. Now, when an example of a business of construction. Now, makauna dyan na mas kuan dapat mas beneficial na mag-hire ko mga kusga na lalaki para paspas na trabaho. Mag-hire ko mga lalaki na na-experience na aning pag-kuan, mathematical, and etc. That's how in itself an institution function. Now, the power of the institutional argument is this. Even if every person in a company tried to be fair, the institution itself can still reproduce or produce gender inequality. Because the rules, schedules, expectation, and definition of ideal worker were built around male lives. Now, basically, institutional theory further emphasizes how institution builds a person's definition of gender and his assumption of gender. Muna mo build maayo, muna mo prove maayo sa yahana. Ay ude mo mas maayo din laki mo lead no. Because that's how it works. No? Makita na to sa ilang rules, sa mga laws, sa mga expectation, assumption on how it works ang institution. Muna ma-produce ang gender inequality. This wasn't kanang gituyo na ma-produce but in itself na naa natay gender assumption. Na natay murag kanang makita na how a man should work, how a woman should work. Ma-create na dira ang gender inequality. Now, ang kaning institutional theory, somewhat the same siya sa previous discussion na how social structure is like a machine. No, it works functionally in its own way. Ay different kinds of function na unsa ni na klase na kuan sector kanili na tawhan na unsa dili para mo function sila o unitedly. Now that is true. For example, in a family, for example, subuon ang lalaki na ang boy, ang lalaki na labay sa dito basura daw kagabi na ikalalabay. Now, makaunaw na nga naman na pwede man makalabay mo igsoon na babae pod. Pwede pod makalabay mo mama na babae pod. Pwede pod yung papa. Now, kung ato yung buto na naon, a family functions as a whole, unitedly. There is no such thing na ang laki rin naglihok tanan. Ang mama rin naglihok tanan, no. Na ay different kinds of division of labor na muna itong stage sa previous discussion. Para function sila efficiently, unitedly. Na muna na ang institutional theory. Muna mo further na mo hatag sa imo og information of how you, your gender, no? Further na mo build sa imo, ma-institutionalize ba? Muna na ude no? Ako lang kay laki ko. Mahog na kusgan ko na para na makuan. Ikaw na magamayo, ma-build na sa imo mind. Muna siya mainly ang institutional theory. From Barbara Streisand's Gender as a Social Structure, na makita nato diri, the power of institutional argument is that even if every person tried to be fair, the institution itself can still produce gender inequality because of the rules, the schedules, the expectation of definition of ID worker. Mo na siya ang institutional theory mainly. So that is all. Thank you for listening. And next reporter, please.
Hello, tungo bra. Okay, so let's talk about critical theory on gender. Next slide, please. So critical theory of gender is a perspective that examines how society creates and maintains gender inequality. It questions unfair systems, power structures, and social norms that give more advantage to one gender over others. It believes that gender roles are not just natural, but are shaped by culture, institutions, and power. The goal of this theory is to challenge discrimination and promote equality between genders. So basically, is that gender inequality isn't an accident. It didn't just happen by itself. Dili siya naitabo lang o galit. It's something built into our society over a long time. Instead of just accepting things as the way they are, critical theory asks like, ano man ni? Why is this unfair? And looks at the systems that keep one group on top. So kung kanina ginawa ni siya og tool para makita nato ang mga hidden roles sa society. Kaya sometimes these roles are so common nga murag normal na lang siya tanawon even if unfair siya. For example, people may think na normal lang nga lalaki permi ang leader and babae ang follower. Bisan dili man unta. So once we can see those rules, mas dali lang nato siya mausab so everyone can be treated equally. Because if we don't look at the root of the problem, dili gyud nato ma-fix ang unfairness na makita nato karon. So next slide. So what are the key ideas of critical theory of gender? So natay 6 key ideas of critical theory. So first is gender is socially constructed. So this theory argues that gender is not purely biological. While sex refers to physical traits, gender masculine and feminine roles are shaped by society. For example, ideas like boys don't cry or girls should be soft and quiet are not natural laws. They are learned expectations created by culture. So this is a big point there because we often confuse sex with gender. And ang sex mao na ang biological unsa tapagkanak nato. But gender is what society teaches us to be why we grow up. For example, if we tell a boy nga dili pwede mahilak or we tell a girl nga hilom lang, that is not because nature said so. Dili na balaod sa nature. It's just a script that society wrote for us. So we learn from these behaviors from the people around us, the pamilya, school, sa TV, uban pa. So even social media can teach us these ideas. Maunang if bata-bata, dali ra kayo nato madawat ng sakto nga roles bisan wala pa nato siya gi-question. So wala pa nakabalo nga dayon ang ideas. But because there are roles nga atong na-learn, pwede po nato sila ma-unlearn if unfair sila or limiting sila. So next slide. Number 2 is gender is connected to power. So critical theory focuses a lot on power structures. It says that society often gives more privilege and authority to men over women. This system is commonly called patriarchy. So where men tend to dominate in politics, business, religion, and other institutions. So gender inequality is seen as something built into systems, not just individual attitudes. So this part, the AK explains that inequality isn't just about one person being mean to another. Dili man siya about na lang sa katawo nga unfair. It's really about who has the power in society. So we use the word patriarchy to describe a system where most of the important institutions like the government, big companies, or even some religions have mostly been run by men for a long time. So tungod kay ang system mismo gihimo mga ana, mas daghan gyud og power ang men. So they get more say and more control. So for example, even if ang woman na sila same nga skills, but there are times na mas dali gihapon matagan og leadership position ang men. Mao nang usahay, women have to work twice as hard para lang matagan sa same respect and opportunity. And because of that, mas lisod para sa women and other genders na ma-appeal ug madungog ang ilang tingog ug makakuha og equal nga opportunity para sa ilaha. So ang katulo, next slide. So gender roles are reinforced by institutions. So schools, media, religion, family, and government all help shape reinforce gender roles. For example, textbooks may show more male leaders than female leaders. Media may portray women mainly as caregivers or romantic interests. So this is how ideas continue from one generation to another. Kani nga mga ideas sige lang ubalik-balik hangtod normal na lang tayo. So matong institution like schools, movies, social media, and even our own families keep repeating these gender roles to us. For example, kung sa history book lang, puro lalaki ang hisgutan sa TV active. Ang babae pa nara sa bala, while the man kay leader permi. Then people start to think na maurag yun na ang sakto. So ang kanang mga institutions, it acts like a mirror. Sige nila og reflect balik ang all gender expectations every day. So even social media can make this idea stronger because mao na ang atong makita. Pero me. So mao nang gikan pagkabata mao na taugting na there is only one way that men and women are supposed to act. But critical theory reminds us na just because dugay na siyang ginabuhat does not mean na sakto siya. So if people start questioning these ideas, mas dali na to makita na there are many other ways for men and women to live and succeed. So ang fourth will continue. Lorraine will continue to discuss the fourth. Thank you.
Okay, now, next na key idea sa critical theory on gender kay gender is not just male versus female. So critical theory, it challenges the idea that there are only two fixed gender. So like instead, it sees na ang gender as a spectrum, meaning gender is wide and there are different identities and expressions instead of strictly na male or female. Apil na ana ang transgender, non-binary, and other identities that exist karon. So this allows us to recognize na people identify in like different ways that might not fit sa atong naanda na babae lalaki ra permi. And their identity is valid regardless of social expectations. Okay. So ang next na idea is intersectional. Excuse me. Next idea is intersectionality. So intersectionality is a term developed by Kimberly Crenshaw. Okay, so it explains that gender does not operate alone and affected by other factors like race, class, religion, and many more. So we are shaped by and affected also. Maghatala lang ng example para maano nyo. So, example na, there are two types of women. One is a wealthy woman, and the other who lives in poverty. So, ang kapahian nila kay ilang caste. So, ang wealthy woman, when face gender bias sa iyang workplace or harass, she can simply hire a lawyer to protect her rights against or protect her against harassment. So, ang ilahang class, social class, it serves as shield para to protect her against the inequalities. On the other hand, the women who live in poverty, okay, who experience the same gender bias and harassment sa workplace, kay she can't afford to protect herself or hire a lawyer to to sue that person. Therefore, she was forced to work and can't quit kay need man niya ang kwarta para makasurvive sa society. So, her poverty and gender intersects or it serves as chains or lock na to protect herself. So, maana siya. So, to truly understand inequality, we have to look at how all things or how all these identities may intersect. Okay, next slide, please. So last key idea kay social change. So social change is the ultimate goal of critical theory where it aims to change the society. So ang critical theory, wala pa siya exist kay exist lang siya. It exists because there is a problem and that wanted to solve it. So it doesn't want to just talk about problems. It wants to solve them by promoting equality, okay, fair treatment, and empowering marginalized groups. So next slide, please. Okay. So how is critical gender theory practiced? So we practice it or we witness it nowadays in our real world. For example, ana kay guidance to eliminate gender terms from normal communication. For example, gender terms boys and girls. So we eliminate that and instead we address. We use generic terms like students, everyone, class in communication. So next, and dividing, we avoid dividing people by gender in lines unless necessary or activities. This allows us to have fair treatment, okay, to express ourselves and to improve our everyone. Next is asking for pronouns. So by asking pronouns, we can't assume we misjudge or we most of them we misinterpret others' identity simply because of their appearance. So we ask them to sa ilang identity if transgender ba siya or non-binary ba siya para to show respect sad. So lastly, we create gender-neutral bathrooms to ensure that everyone feels safe and respected para sa kita tanan makagamit ato regardless sa gender na to. So in summary, critical theory on gender explains that gender is something that we are not born. Diba? Matag ingon ganina. But it is what society teaches us. So, critical theory encourages people to question and challenge unfair norms and systems. So, by noticing the entire system sa atong kalibutan or sa atong society and doing something to change them. So everyone can just be themselves and have the same opportunity to thrive. So that's the end sa ako ang topic o sa amo ang discussion today.
Okay, thank you so much, Group 1. Thank you for that so informative report. Okay, with regard to the content, I appreciate what you've done, and hopefully the rest of the groups will be able to follow the same format, same structure of reporting. Exhaustive kayo ang ilang report, nandito, pero short lang. Okay? We need not to count everything. Ito ang ilang pag-explain, count, and all the topics were discussed. Okay? I hope the last or the remaining groups will do the same. Now, is there any question from the class? Let's give a virtual round of applause for our first group. Thank you so much. That was a nice one. Reporting. Any question from the class? Wala? Okay, having none, I would like to give again the opportunity for the group to conduct their quiz, but you can have it online na lang. We can go and then have it online. Okay? Just give me the result of the quiz when the class or the rest of the class submitted their results. Okay? For the quizzes. Okay? So, kung wala na tayo question, I think we have to call it off. And, thank you so much for the first reporters. Okay? So God bless everyone and see you next week. Again, for our reporting. Again, it's up to the class, it's up to the group who will report whether they will do it online or face-to-face. Okay? Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.